following program on Other Derana 24 is classified for general audience. It is intended for all ages. It contains little or no violence, no strong language, and little or no sexual dialogue or situations.
Every single enterprise starts with a single idea, and behind this idea, there is at least one person to chase, nurture, and grow. And with that thought, welcome to Business Best, a platform and a voice we give young entrepreneurs and upcoming businesses to make their mark, and you, like-minded individuals, to take a little inspiration from that. In conversation today, we have a very empowering woman. And we have Karen Rubera. So Karen Rubera is the founder and the managing director of Investlab Business Solutions Private Limited. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you, Jenna. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Okay, so to begin with, I know you have so many impressive titles. And beyond your impressive titles and achievements, let's start small. Let's start with, who is Karen Rubera?
Okay, so the person Karen is a multifaceted person. Behind this facade, you have a mom, you have an entrepreneur, and you have an individual. So let me start with the individual. So I started my schooling at Good Shepherd Convent, where I did my A-levels, and subsequent to that, I did my chartered exams. I completed ACCA, and I'm also a lawyer by profession. I have varied interests. I am an avid runner. I love to run. That's my go-to when it comes to, trying to calm myself down and things like that. And when it comes to the mum hat, I have 2 children. And when it comes to the entrepreneur, I started my journey about 5 years back. But before that, I was actually in employment. I used to work under someone. So when I was in employment, there were 2 things that really used to make me uncomfortable. And that is the amount of time that I was stuck in traffic. And the second is that I didn't have enough time to spend with my children. So that is what actually spurred me to start this company 5 years ago. So and now we've grown to a number of people, a number of clients, so it's going good.
That is very inspiring, and I like that you are many roles. So now starting a business comes with many risks, comes with many boundaries.
Yes.
So I just want you to ask you, you believe and you call yourself a trailblazer, and that's very inspiring. Can you share a moment in your career where you just had to push away from these major barriers, or you had to push away from all of these risks, and what was the decision that you took?
The first decision I took was to actually get out of corporate. That was the first decision. Second decision I took was, in forming the company, I made the decision that all of my employees will work from home, so that they have, will have that freedom to be with their families, and that they will have enough time to balance their work and life. One of the biggest challenges that I face is, as you know, this is a BPO company where we do a lot of outsourcing, is to find clients. So it's not an easy thing, and especially when you say outsourcing, there's a bit of a stigma around it, especially when it comes to countries like Australia, UK, because these countries are actually bringing in, like, rather than outsourcing. Now they're bringing all those back on shore. So there are a lot of challenges that we face, and yeah, pushing boundaries as we go.
I'm just going to pick on a point, the first point that you said about hybrid working.
Yeah.
I mean, different people have pros and cons in regard to that.
Correct.
How do you see that, and how has that helped you? And do you believe that a person has to physically come to work to give the same output? Because, I mean, working from home, we know the kids are crying, we know that sometimes we are in our PJs and all of that, and we aren't giving the 100% output. Has it really affected, or just can you give me your ideas and thoughts on that?
That's actually a very, very good question, Jenna. So the team that we currently have, most of them are in their 30s. They're married, they have children, and they prefer to work from home because it's easier for them to balance their work as well as their family life. If they find it difficult to work from home, we have told them, all right, go to a space that's close by, like a co-working space, and you can do your work. We don't believe in going behind people with sticks. That is not how we work. As an adult, you have the responsibility to do the tasks that you are allocated. We treat our employees really well. You ask anyone, they will all say the only reason that if they are leaving this company is to go abroad. That's the only reason. So yeah, like we just don't believe in going behind people with sticks. But again, if they don't do their tasks, then they'll be facing consequences.
Okay, so we do see a lot of BPOs coming up in current day. I want to know what the unique value that your BPO has. And I know that you have clients from all over the world, including countries like Australia, Canada, and our very own Sri Lanka as well.
Yes.
So what is a unique value that you have to offer?
All right, so what we do is outsourcing at its core, but the main product that we provide is something called an employer of record service, where we actually customize the service that we provide to our customers. Now, as an example, I provide a lot of legal services to our clients, and we have a team of employees who do, it could be engineering, it could be quantity surveying, it could be accounting, it depends. So it's not your usual BPO. What we provide is more customized and tailored for the requirements of the clients.
Okay, you said customized and tailored. Now, that's like a brand image that y'all promote, right? In what ways do y'all pursue the customer or pursue the client to show that y'all have that position in the market?
So it's not something that's easy. Yes. Well, basically what we do is we have to go and pitch to the customers. A big question that we always get is, Karen, you are not from XYZ country, you are from Sri Lanka. Are you sure you can provide this service? But I can very confidently say, we can. I will give you a very good example. Let's take Australia. Sri Lanka and Australia are both Commonwealth countries. So the underlying principles, be it accounting, be it law, be it construction, the underlying principles are the same. There is a bit of unlearning that you need to do, but it's just a matter of updating your knowledge and going ahead with the job. There is a lot of self-learning that you have to do, but our team has proved that they're up to the task.
Okay. I think you did mention that you're very passionate about positioning Sri Lanka as a BPO hub. Now, can you just tell me what strengths does the country already have and what does the country lack? And how are you trying to, make sure that these strengths will be overcome? Or whatever is lack, how are we going to make sure that it does not lack anymore?
Again, a very, very good question. When it comes to strengths that we already have, we have a workforce that is very good technically.
Okay.
You take our engineers, you take our lawyers, you take our accountants, they are very strong when it comes to technical matters. But the problem comes with the soft skills, and this is a problem that we are currently facing. See, we work with a lot of foreigners. We work with a lot of nationalities. Like, again, as an example, with Australia, it's not just the Australians we work with people from the Philippines, from India, from Vietnam, from China. So all of these people, they come from different backgrounds and different cultures. Sometimes we need to actually translate what we are saying into the language that they understand. So that is actually what we are lacking. And another thing that we see is we try to be people pleasers and we say, yes, we can do all of this, but we overpromise and we underdeliver. That is a huge problem. So when our staff comes on board, we have a very rigorous training program that we are currently doing, where we actually have a cultural expert coming in and telling the staff, okay, this is how you need to deal with these kinds of people. So that is what we are doing currently. But if we are going to position Sri Lanka as a BPO hub, we need to have these programs happening countrywide.
Well, listening to Karen, we do understand that what she has to offer has of great unique value. But to learn more, and we'll speak to her more, we'll get into a short commercial break and we will be back with Business Best. We are back with Business Best, and today we are in conversation with an empowering woman, like I mentioned in the beginning, Karen Rubera. Okay, before our break, we did speak about training and we did also speak about the culture. Can you just give me a little insights about the culture that you run in your business and also how the training is done?
All right. So when it comes to culture, what I always tell my team is that we need to help each other. In Sri Lanka, we know that, especially in companies, in corporates, if we want to climb the corporate ladder, sometimes we have to be cutthroat. What I always tell my team is, there's no competition here. There is one goal that we all have to try and achieve, and that is to actually give the best service, give the best value to our clients. So with that in mind, our team is actually very, very helpful to each other. So that's the culture that we have. Second aspect is the training. So we do have an induction program that we are currently running, where anyone who comes in will be taken through with the cultural expert. And with that, the client also, they have to do their own training programs. But we also do have ongoing learning in our company. So every week we have, and every Friday, we have a 15-minute segment which someone in the company has to do, and it could be anything at all, something that is related to their particular profession. So it might not directly affect you and me, but that is also knowledge. And knowledge is always important because we don't know when we will be faced with a situation where that knowledge could actually be useful. So this is what we currently do in our company.
Okay. So while talking to you, I understand that you balance law, finance, and entrepreneurship, yes, right? And I know balancing all of this is very hard because they are very different sectors as well. Can you tell me what's one powerful lesson that you learned from all of this?
So being a lawyer as well as an accountant, a lot of what I do has to do with consulting clients and advising them. Sometimes clients can be very brutal and say, look, we just don't accept what you say. And at that time, it is very important that, not just me actually, anyone at all, that they stand their ground. If you are sure of what you are saying, just say, look, these are the facts, these are the principles, this is going to be the outcome. It's up to you to do what you want with the information you have. So standing your ground is extremely important. And that is one big lesson that I've learned throughout my entrepreneurship journey.
Yes. So you deal with different clients from different countries. And we know that even in our own country, every person is unique and has different needs. So how do you cater to that? Is it a challenge to cater to the different needs, or do you use the same approach? How does that work?
It's a hybrid approach, so to speak.
Okay.
The first thing is to listen and understand to what their requirements are, which is a major part of what we do. It's always a matter of communicating with the clients to understand their requirements, and sometimes it's also important that we understand the requirements that they may have. So it's a little bit of intuition that comes into play as well. Also, once we do understand what their requirements are, then it's a matter of customizing. So like I said, it's a hybrid approach.
Okay. Now we know that AI plays a very big role in our lives these days. In terms of outsourcing and AI, do you have any plans on expanding, or are you already using AI tools in your outsourcing?
We do use AI. The way we use AI is to actually understand the markets that are available to us, to try and see how we can actually strategically place ourselves in these new markets. What are the kinds of strategies that we can use? So that is where we actually use AI currently. As for the processors in-house, it's still in, we're still experimenting with a few things.
Okay.
So yes.
Just a fun question. So what does your day look like as a founder, a typical day, if you can just go through?
My day starts very early. I'm up by 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So that's the time I start. Thereafter, from around 4 to let's say 5:30 or so, it's a matter of grounding myself, meditating, doing a little bit of exercise, and then I shift on to the role of mom, where I have to get the children out of the house by about 7:30. Then it's back to work, talking with clients, dealing with whatever issues that may arise, so on and so forth. Then again, when the children come home, it's a matter of switching roles to mom, and then towards the evening we try to have some family time. My husband is a very, very good guitarist, so we have a little bit of a sing-song at home, and then off we go to bed. So in a nutshell, that's how my day is. But I also want to stress, for me to have this day, there are a lot of people who actually help in the background. Like I said, my husband, I am very blessed to have him. Him and his parents and his siblings, they're all very, very helpful, and they're very supportive. So if I didn't have that support, I wouldn't be able to be where I am. Then family and friends who also help in other ways. Sometimes I need someone to look after my children, then people would step up. We also have processes in place at home where we do like bulk cooking as an example, so that we have things to eat whenever we are hungry, and make sure that the children have healthy meals. So a lot of little things that actually help to have that ideal day.
That's very nice to hear. Do you envision into moving into other market industries, or like getting clienteles from other countries as well?
Yes, we do. And I would say right now is one of the best times to actually get into these markets. The reason I say this is, if you have a look at Europe, we can see that there is a shortage in skills. Now, this is not what I am saying, but this is based on research done, media articles and things like that. And we also know that there is this whole mass immigration issue that's happening. So what we are doing is, right now we're trying to place outsourcing as an ideal solution for the problems that these particular countries and economies are facing. I hope that answers the question.
What's next for Investlabs?
We do want to get into new markets, as I just mentioned.
Okay.
And we also want to grow our team. We want to get new mums into the team, and basically, get more foreign revenue into the country as well. So hopefully we will be able to do that very soon.
Yes, and I wish you all the best for that as well.
Thank you very much.
So we are in conversation with Karen Rubera, and just hearing everything she has to say really empowers me and empowers me as a person as well. And I think it empowers you, like-minded individuals, to gain a little inspiration from it as well. Thank you so much for coming onto this show, Karen. It was a pleasure having you, and a pleasure listening to what you had to say. We do have to wrap up for the day, and we will meet you with our next episode. But please share your thoughts and feedback with us through our email, which is feedback.8024english@derana.lk, or via our WhatsApp number at 076-805-7933. We will see you again in the next episode, and we will bring you more inspiration. And with that, it's this episode of Business Best.